The story of a lonely boy, an emotional tale that touches the heart. Soft emotional music fades in. Narrator. Sometimes, the loudest cries are silent. Sometimes, the most painful stories are hidden behind the quietest faces. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the story of a boy, a lonely boy, whose silence spoke louder than words. A story that might remind you of someone you know. Or maybe, it might remind you of yourself. Pause. Let's begin. New Moon Chapter 1, The Quiet Child. The story begins in a small town. In a house where everyone was busy, except the boy who lived inside it. He was quiet. Too quiet for his age. He walked softly, talked softly, and sometimes, didn't talk at all. People assumed he was shy. But deep inside, he carried something heavier. A feeling that he didn't belong anywhere. When children played outside, he watched from the window. When people laughed, he smiled from far away, but the smile never reached his eyes. His life was silent. Not because he wanted it, but because he felt no one would listen. House Chapter 2, a home full of people but empty of love. His parents were good people, but always busy. His siblings were loud, but they never looked at him long enough to ask, "Are you okay?" He lived in a home where the television was louder than the conversations. A home where food was served, but feelings were not. Every night, he went to sleep wondering, would anyone notice if I disappeared? School Chapter 3. The school nobody wants to remember school was no better. Kids teased him for being quiet. They laughed at his simple clothes, his old shoes, his silence. He sat alone during lunch, pretending he didn't care. Pretending he preferred loneliness. But loneliness was the only thing that chose him. One day, a classmate whispered loudly, "He's weird." The whole class laughed. The boy didn't. That day, he realized. Sometimes people hurt you, not because you're wrong, but because they don't understand you. Chapter 4, The World Inside His Mind. When reality felt cold, he escaped into his imagination. He drew pictures. He created stories. He built a world where he mattered. In his mind, he was brave. He was strong. He was loved. But dreams only last so long. Morning always came. And reality always pulled him back. Glowing Star Chapter 5, A Ray of Hope. One day, everything changed. A new teacher arrived, calm voice, warm smile. She saw something in him that nobody else saw. She noticed his drawings. She noticed his silence. She noticed him. For the first time in years, someone said his name with kindness. For the first time, someone asked him, "Do you want to talk?" That simple question opened a small door in his heart. Seedling Chapter 6, Opening Up. He didn't speak much at first. Just a few words. A nod. A shy smile. But she listened to those small words like they were the most important thing in the world. She told him, "You're talented. You're special. Don't hide your gifts." No one had ever said that to him before. And slowly, the boy began to bloom. Mantelpiece Clock Chapter 7, The Hidden Pain. One afternoon, the teacher asked gently, "Why do you stay so quiet?" A tear fell before he could stop it. He finally spoke the truth. He was never heard. Never encouraged. Never loved the way a child should be. He was lonely not because he wanted to be, but because the world never gave him a chance. The teacher didn't judge him. She simply said, "Your voice matters. Your story matters." Handshake Chapter 8, A Friend Appears. Soon, another student befriended him, a kind, soft-hearted kid. They shared lunch. Talked about small things. Laughed together. It wasn't a big circle. Just one friend. But for a lonely boy, one real friend is more valuable than 100 fake ones. Fire Chapter 9, Rising Strong. With support, the boy changed. He raised his hand in class. He sat confidently. He drew with passion. People started noticing the boy who was once invisible. His silence turned into strength, his loneliness turned into purpose. Broken Heart Chapter 10, Falling Again. But life is never perfect. One day, his only friend moved away. Just like that. His world became empty again. He felt the old loneliness return. The same darkness he thought he had escaped. He stopped drawing. Stopped smiling. Stopped trying. Some pains never fully disappear. Sunrise Chapter 11, The Awakening. The teacher noticed his sadness. She reminded him. People may leave, but their impact stays. And you are stronger than you believe. Those words woke something inside the boy. He picked up his pencil again. And this time, he drew a picture of himself standing alone. But strong. Facing the sunrise. It was a picture of hope. Sunrise Over Mountains Chapter 12, A New Beginning. The final chapter ends where the cover begins. A boy, standing quietly. Looking at the horizon. Alone but not lonely anymore. Because now he knows. Small orange diamond, his voice matters. Small orange diamond, his dreams matter. Small orange diamond, he matters. He learned that loneliness doesn't define a person. What defines you is how you rise from it. Soft music fades out. Narrator, final message. To anyone listening right now. If you've ever felt alone. If you've ever felt invisible. Remember this. The world may not see your worth yet. But one day, it will. Just like the lonely boy. Your sunrise is coming.